I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. And I just want to be clear. My hands are washed, the camera and I are social distance, but my temperature is a bit hot because of you. I don't want to wear a mask. My freedom is being messed with.
That man harassed me for not wearing a mask. I have a breathing problem.
Back off!
It's angry.
Threaten me again!
Douchebags. On the other side of the same brain-dead coin, I ain't no pussy, I ain't wearing no panties on my face. Who doesn't want to wear panties on their face? The one thing these people have in common is the lack of GEDs, critical thinking, or any books that don't pop up. Our president is the king of these morons, and these mouth breathers follow him like he's going to give them new Nikes, convince them to drink some cyanide grape Kool-Aid so they can hit you right on Comet Hail Bop. You know, Bruce Springsteen once said,
"Blind faith in your leaders or in anything will get you killed."
And as always, the boss was dead on. People are dying because they listen to a leader. Trump wouldn't wear a mask, this simple piece of fabric. So instead, he gave the morons a voice and a reason to not wear a mask. And guess what? Good news, our moron death rate is skyrocketing, as is the families these clowns are infecting. In fact, remember his rally in Tulsa a little while ago where no one wore masks, no one social distanced, and no one showed up? Well, actually, 6,000 people showed up in a 19,000-seat arena in Tulsa. And now Tulsa's COVID infection rate is spiking. In fact, last 2 days it went up 500 cases with a 14 to 21 day incubation rate. He hit the dumbass MAGA sweet spot. You can pretty much nail down that the Trump rally doubled daily cases. Doubled. Yeah, thank God you guys signed those "if you die, you die, Trump's not responsible" waivers. Yeah, don't feel stupid, people. You just are. No social distancing and no masks. Yeah, you really own that microscopic virus and the libs. You just can't really gloat about it because you're on a fucking ventilator. Some said Jesus will protect me. Hey guys, if Jesus gave you an immune system, he also gave us the virus. And didn't he also give us masks? I mean, he's pretty much a one-stop messiah. Masks work, period. Well, then why did Fauci say they didn't work at first? Well, the answer is because our commander-in-chief didn't have our national stockpile restocked after 3 years. And Fauci has seen you guys raping the Charmin aisle for toilet paper and thought maybe you'd also be mask hoarders. And doctors needed those masks because it's hard to social distance while you're trying to save someone's life while they're drowning in their own snot. Better? Since the pandemic started, we have learned what many other countries know. Masks cut disease transmission by a lot. In fact, in a multi-university study done by Brown University, University of San Francisco, Czech Academy of Sciences, Oxford, Cape Town Department of Biostatistics, UCLA, Hong Kong Baptist University, China Center for Quantitative Biology, University of North Carolina, Stanford University, and 11 other world-renowned universities of higher learning proved in studies that masks work. Or you can listen to this guy.
Supposing we hit the body with a tremendous, whether it's ultraviolet or just very powerful light. And then I said, supposing you brought the light inside the body, which you can do, either through the skin or sounds interesting. In some other way. Right. And then I see the disinfectant, where it knocks it out in a minute, 1 minute. And is there a way you can do something like that? Or by almost a cleaning, because you see it gets on the lungs and it does a tremendous number of lungs. So it'd be interesting to check that. It sounds interesting to me.
Yeah, the study found that the average daily growth rate of confirmed positives is 18% in countries with no pre-existing mask norms and only 10% in countries that fucking wear masks. Also, the growth rate of deaths is 21% in countries with no mask and 11% in countries that fucking wear masks. Masks work. They stop the spread of the virus. The study said that even a washcloth with rubber bands around your ears stop droplets from getting in or getting out at an effective rate of 60 to 83%, which if we all wore would get the transmission rate under 1%, which would stop the virus and we could have our country back, like New Zealand and China and Taiwan and every other country that believes in science. But let's just tell the truth. Your halitosis that funked up all your friends and family before the pandemic, that smell that came from your mouth like Satan's taint cheese, you have to breathe in now. Or you could just brush your teeth, couldn't you? Put on a mask and maybe save some lives, the economy, in America. Up to you. Would you like a mint? I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. Oh, God. People are stupid. Hey everybody, Christopher Titus Podcast. Just want to say, first of all, very ranty Armageddon Update. I hope all the words came out. In my head, they sounded great. I hope they sounded great to you. With me, as always, the lovely Bombshell Ray.
What's up, people?
And the Highlander.
There could be only one.
There can be only one.
Or two.
Yes.
Is that going further?
There might be two.
There might be two. But and
3.
and he will be more 3. No. He's good.
Maybe that's in the works too.
You don't know. He might not be good.
Oh my God.
He's been locked down for 14 years.
With a lesbian. That's true. You're right. Or he may be better. You don't know. Maybe.
Listen to this. We had plans to physically meet up next weekend, and then somebody at her work got COVID. So they had to shut that shit down. Now everybody's got to get tested. They had to close. Now they're doing all kinds of things.
You're like the Charlie Brown of pussy. You really are, man. It's like Lucy just keeps taking it away.
Like flipping.
It's I feel bad. I'm sure she's a nice lady. I didn't mean it like that. I'm sure she's nice. I'm just saying, but as a dude, I just want some affection.
Need some pussy.
You almost didn't say affection that time. You caught yourself.
No, I didn't.
Because it's just affection that men want.
Yes. By the way, and we always say that.
We always say that to agree.
No.
When a woman is in the room, we always say that when we're no, I just want to be snuggled.
I just want to be caressed.
Snuggling will always turn into something else, though.
Loading the bottom shelf of the dishwasher turns into something else.
True. It's because you keep your legs straight when you bend over to load the bottom thing in the dishwasher. And if I'm in the kitchen, I'm like, oh, okay.
No. I meant if a dude would do it.
I do it.
No, you don't.
It? I do too.
No, you've never done it.
I will snuggle the chores.
I did not know it would work like that. So I am now taking on the dishwasher.
I do sometimes think like I'm just emptying the dishwasher. This is not. It's not foreplay.
Yeah.
Okay.
First of all, let's just be honest. When a woman looks like that, breathing is foreplay.
When the morning alarm goes off.
Yeah, exactly. You guys, we were just discussing this before we started. When we're editing the podcast, or Ken's looking at it, I've watched them do it, and every time it cuts to Ray, it's like she's on a different podcast.
Yeah,
you got
like,
douchebag you and me, like we're using the same lighting, and then you cut to her like, how are you looking like that? And
it's like magic and sprinkles and
you and I look like two homeless guys who've just been who are trying to find a place to put the tent, and she's like, hello.
So here's what really happened.
Just so you know, I want to point out just how she wakes up too. So she wakes up in the morning and she just goes like this, and that long mane of hair flows over, and I don't know who's parting your hair, and then it just flows over her head. She's woken up, and I've been mad sometimes. I said, how do you look like that before you've gotten out of bed?
Just
are you
emerges.
faking? Are you getting up before and getting ready? No, we've been together too long.
Like Mrs. Maisel?
Yeah.
Here's what really happened. I just came to the studio from a doctor's appointment and burst into tears. And so now they're both being extra super duper nice, which I really appreciate, which is why I don't have a lot of makeup on. I was like, should I put on makeup? And you were both like, no, you're perfect. You're just light comes off of you.
I wasn't, honestly, I'm not making it. It's annoyed me for months. I'm not, this is not.
I think we've definitely brought that up before.
Yes, I'm finally getting to the point where I'm going to complain about it.
Right. Like in post, I'll be like, trying to color match, like
exactly.
I can't do it.
Exactly.
I cannot do it.
You know why? Because there's no beautiful, ugly. Like you can't bring me and you up to pretty. You have to, and you can't bring her down to ugly.
You could not color match him ever. It's not in the Crayola box.
Like, what is there? A soft light on her? What happened?
We're speaking of that. We went to Lowe's to get paint. We worked on our cabin this week. We were gone for 4 days. We worked hard. I don't think we worked that hard in a long time. 12-hour days every day. And you're right. We went to the color thing at Lowe's to pick out colors, and there is no Titus. It doesn't. It goes ultra white, and then this is it.
There is one for your teeth, however. I believe that was called ultra white. Yeah.
As I said before, when I got my fake teeth, I said, they said, what color you want? I go, Joe Biden +4.
The dude has a color chart that he holds up, because when I got my top ones, my veneers, or luminaires, you have caps, right? You have
I've gone through veneers, but our dentist was the dumbest. Our dentist literally had Allegedly, our dentist allegedly had a he had psychotic episodes.
Oh,
so he was on medication all the time. Fantastic. I didn't know this till after.
This was the dentist that he started taking me to when I moved out here.
Who would tell her the most insane sexual jokes while he was working on it.
So he was using like his own, medication to put himself under.
He was the weirdest.
He was for sure sexually harassing me the whole time.
Yeah, and then never attacked her, but she also never went under either. I wouldn't, but he's a weird dude. And so, but the veneers he put on, I was on stage one night in Dallas, and it popped off. I'm mid joke. I see, bing.
Oh my God! Did you keep going? You were like,
No.
oh shit!
Oh no, they all saw it too.
Somebody's like, that is a
Also-
souvenir.
Also, the thing for me is that you always have to be very honest on stage. So I went, well, one of my tooth just shot off, and the crowd lost it.
Helped you find it.
And then a lady found it, and I was like,
This, do you know what I just remembered? This was the same stage. We haven't been back there since, where the lights, it's a small stage. It's in Addison, Texas, and the lights are really bright, and
They
the
changed
audience
them.
is really dark.
well, they had changed it to. Any comedian with epilepsy would have died.
Yeah.
Because when you say thank you, good night, they had a
Yeah.
pre-program like we have here.
Yeah.
But it went. It
Oh,
flashed
seizure
all
time.
these-
And
Yeah.
the stairway
Black
off
carpeting.
the side, black carpeting is about this wide, and I run up on stage, and I'm gonna close the show. And I turn to my right because I hear "oh" from the whole audience, and he has tripped off the stage, and all I see are his boot tips come up.
That's awesome.
It's great. It's funny. I almost died. I almost died. So I was walking out. It's black carpeting, and the lights are going. I had a killer show. This room in Addison,
Yes.
it's an improv. You could just rock it. It's tight and it low ceilings and just.
Right.
And I'm like, good night. It was one to kill it. I forget what show it was. Was it Love Is Evil? It was Love Is Evil.
It was
wasn't
early on.
No, it was. But it was. I
One
had
of
a killer
those.
ending. Just it's people standing up. I go good night, and I walk up, and I see. And here's the weird part. I can't see the first step because it's black carpet.
Right.
They haven't
Yeah.
marked it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh no. And I
Where am I gonna
took
go?
a step. I reached and I went fell down the 3 stairs on the ground, and then I jumped up and I was in pain, and I jumped up and like da da da, and I ran back on stage. Let's do it again.
Front
one
roll.
time. It was bad.
I laughed so hard I couldn't close the show because I'm an asshole, and which I think is what you said. And I will
Killer
say,
show.
in your defense, your show was so good, but that fall was so funny. But when I said something to rip on you, something about your age or breaking a hip or just something trying to like. Everyone was like, "Ooh,
Yeah, boo! Is he okay?" They were like, "I was like, that's when you know you killed it." She's trying to get it.
They laughed first, and then they felt sorry. So you were really good. Up
and it
until
feels sorry.
then.
They love me and wanted
But
to
your
protect
little
me.
boot tips, that was my favorite. That's what killed me.
Man.
It was
Oh,
really
the pre-COVID days of regular dangers.
You remember when we used to hang out with
Remember?
people and
awesome.
stuff?
That was awesome.
And so,
and worry about a stage
What was our
fall,
point?
maybe.
Oh, your teeth.
oh yeah.
Oh,
so,
on the chart, you chose the first color, the whitest
and the
white.
guy goes, and I go, "That's Regis Philbin, right?" And the guy goes, "You really want to go that white?" I go, "Oh yeah."
He
Not-
wouldn't let me when and I wouldn't have, but he held up the chart and he said, "You will not do this one or this one like your husband." And I was like, "Oh, okay, I'll choose the third one."
Oh my gosh.
And that's
Yeah,
why her teeth look like an old witch from a
They
Terry
do
Pie. No,
not.
I'm
They're
just-
very white.
I drink too much coffee.
They're
so
really
compared
white.
to
I know,
yours.
but these are porcelain, and so you can
Doesn't
just
stick.
take a squeegee and
Oh.
and nothing.
They're porcelain, so I
stains
use a toilet brush when I do it.
it. When he finally went and got full caps, they had to saw whatever it is, shave, buzz, what is it? All of your teeth down to little tiny
We
nubs
talked about this before.
that were very far apart. I don't think he knows this, and he made the guy stop so he could take a picture to send to me.
awesome.
That's
That's
awesome.
And I have never forgotten that picture.
Scarred
ever.
for life.
Oh,
She knows that
man.
under
It's
this
like-
beautiful smile, there's these weird, nubby looking. I look like a wizard.
That's my troll
And like
husband.
We've been touring around. We've been noticing that
Been touring around.
we've been touring around. We drove up into Northern California and
Oh,
back.
yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah,
but boy, it's crazy. I just want we used to walk the earth and thinking, man, is that guy stupid? And now all you got to do is walk into a store and go, no mask, stupid.
Yeah.
No mask,
There's a
dumbass.
sign.
No mask, retard.
Do you know what's amazing? We noticed we were in Northern California, and a lot of people think California is all liberal West Coast, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, LA is,
San
and
Francisco.
San Francisco is, and really everything in between.
There's some
is
Pretty much
Yeah.
the coast. The coast is pretty cool.
Yeah. Surfer kinda.
Surfer kind of, and Carmel up there, all the way to the Oregon coast.
But it's a redneck farm.
You go
It's
30
rural,
miles
yeah.
east. Oh, it is the most redneck, bass
Yeah.
backwards. Hey,
And-
wait, don't take my freedom away.
Everyone that was not wearing a mask, we commented many times, looked identical. I mean, really,
Yeah.
you could have picked them out in a
Right.
lineup who
Yeah.
was not going to wear a mask.
There's definitely a prototype.
There's
a prototype. They all got the little bro tee, little rounder,
Little
than they
bit,
should be.
yep.
Little, yeah,
Lot of bread, lot of
dad
eating bread
body
and beer.
plus 4, like a dad body, and then more. And they all and they look at you. The funny thing is they look at you like you wear a mask that you're an idiot, and yet what we saw this week coming back because the cases have been skyrocketing is that as we stopped at one gas station, a lot more people wearing masks, but some people look sideways, I can't believe you're wearing a mask. Dude, see you on the ventilator, bro.
I don't understand. Even if why can't just people do it for solidarity? What if it's like a breast cancer pin or something?
Yeah,
just put it on, because we're all in this together. We're all trying
They're
to
all
help each
wearing
other.
red fucking baseball caps.
Yeah, they're all in there.
You're all wearing matching shit. Why don't you just put something over your mouth so your family doesn't die?
Right.
And just to be clear, full disclosure, my daughter has it. My daughter is 18 years old. She had a friend that for a very short time hung out with an ex-boyfriend. Her friend got it. Her friend didn't tell her that she had it. Said, hey, why don't we go get a test? Took her friend and her mom. They went.
This will be fun.
She got tested. My daughter, very funny. You can look her up on Instagram, Kenny, Keni. Took a picture of the test. And then I get a call. I talked to her last night, and she's got it.
To be fair, she is 18 and
Not super smart.
Not super, like all of us.
She's
at
super
that
smart.
age.
She's
and
not-
she shouldn't have
she's
been
irresponsible.
still going out and hanging out with friends anyway. We're
Right.
in the middle of a pandemic, and this is something that we had been concerned about. She went to Nashville. She wore a ski goggles and a mask on the plane, but then went to Nashville and went out and got a tattoo and hung out with people she didn't know. And yeah,
So everything you shouldn't do, she did. But to her credit, though, the Nashville thing, there's a picture of her and her friend on the airplane. She's got full hoodie
Hilarious.
on, ski goggles on the airplane,
That's a good idea.
full on gloves,
Nice.
and they're covered. There's no part.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, at least she went special ops.
She did.
She went COVID special ops. She wore as much crap as she could, but she still did go to Nashville. And now you look at what's funny is that let's just talk about science versus people that believe what they want to believe. They've been telling us, Fauci from day one has been saying, listen, the only way this stops is if we social distance, stay away from each other, and wear masks. That's the only way this is going to go away. Trump said bullshit, and as I said, the Armageddon Update went, shoot disinfectant. Can we do that? Can we do that? Doesn't believe any of it. Then he starts having rallies where people aren't social distancing. Tulsa rally, and I said it in the Armageddon Update, just went up. They went from having 180 cases a day after the rally, 14 days, about 14 days since the rally, 500 cases a day now. Today, this is Thursday, today we had the highest caseload in the country, new cases, than we've ever had, 63,000 today. Fauci said a week ago, we're going to hit 100,000 possibly. Guess what we're going to hit? 100,000. So to you people that don't believe in science, or that's what I don't believe, you're stupid. And guess what? You don't get it. You don't get it, and you're probably going to get sick. God bless you.
You don't get it, and you're gonna get it.
Yeah, you don't get it, and you're gonna get it.
Yeah.
Morons. I just don't get it because you're that study that I
Bless you.
Oh, jeez. That special that study I read. I'm scared now.
I have allergies.
Okay, that's all right.
That's the problem with this season. Keisha
Yeah,
Bottom
same
said
here.
that you this is the time that I get allergies every year, and you start to think, uh-oh.
That was funny. Keisha
Lance
Bottoms, mayor of Atlanta, right? I love this lady. She's awesome. During all the riots, she's as Killer Mike said, she talked to us like our mamas did. It was a great speech. Well, her family got it. It's so funny how women find a man they love, and they love that man. They think he's a hero. Then they live with that man for a couple years, and they realize he's a douchebag. She was so funny. I'm sure she loves her husband.
We laughed about this a lot.
They interviewed her on a couple different shows, and she kept saying, well, my husband was just sleeping all day. He was just lazy and sleep. He was just sleeping all day. I thought he was just, not feeling good, but he's just late. And she kept saying how much he was sleeping, to the point where we started laughing because it was like a wife going, he wasn't doing nothing. He wasn't fixing nothing. He was sleeping.
Right.
Did I mention he was sleeping?
And then
5
she goes,
days, every
He had
interview.
He had it. And she said, and this is what I don't like that I'm hearing lately. There was a genetic change in the virus. They mapped it out. It was one of the proteins, just simple protein, changed, and it made it way more infectious.
Yeah.
Didn't make it any more deadly, but it made it way more
Transmissible.
infectious. Yeah, made it way more transmissible.
Is it the same one that was in New York City and Italy?
Yes.
That's okay. So
Yeah,
that's-
so I think we talked
that's
about
great.
it last week or something. So now what's happened is the virus is like, you know what? I'm 1,000 times more transmissible than SARS. How do we beat those numbers? How do we, this
Puts on a coat and some glider.
This virus has definitely got a positivity thing. We can do better. We're 1,000 more than SARS. We can go 10,000 times more transmissible. Everyone who's with me, come on, proteins. And so they changed it up, and now people are saying all the time that
Constantly.
I did everything I should have done. I wore a mask. I wiped everything
social
down. I
distance,
social
yeah.
distance. I wiped down every package I got. I still got it. That's the scariest thing, I think.
I have noticed that as well. I don't get this whole mask thing. I think that I do get it. It's because Trump politicized it. If you wear a mask, you hate
Yes.
Trump and all those
Be
people.
clear. You get the mask thing. We should wear masks. It actually
I don't
takes.
get the mask battle. People buckle their seatbelts, put their kid in a car seat, but
Wear
they're
a
not going to
motorcycle
have
helmet.
their liberties restricted by no mask, can't breathe, it causes CO2 to get in your brain. And I'm thinking, you've already gotten enough CO2 in your brain, clearly. I went to the doctor today, and he's a very well-known doctor, very specialized
worldwide known.
in what he does. Yeah, he took care of my mom, too. And he said, you're living through history. He said, because I said, man, this is weird, isn't it? They take your temperature when you come in. You have to wear a mask the whole time, sanitizer, everything. And he said, this is a once in a lifetime thing. He said, you are living through a true pandemic. And I said, but what if it doesn't end? And he said, the problem is that our leadership is faulty.
And now
nice official way.
Understatement of the Year award goes to.
Do you know how people now, because they don't know who's who?
Yeah,
which one are
side
you?
you're on, yeah.
And so they throw breadcrumbs, and that way you
They
can
lead you.
cheep, and you can pick and be like, yeah, Trump is an asshole.
This guy, I don't know if this guy's really the guy we need in America right now.
Who would you choose?
And then you go, fuck Trump. Yeah, fuck
Yeah, right,
Trump.
Exactly. Or if they say, yeah, Dr. Fauci, Chinese, working with the WHO, with the Chinese, and then you're like, okay,
Like,
you're my doctor. I'm not
let's hope
saying
we
anything.
get through it. By the way, charge us insurance double.
But he said, I said, well, we don't have leadership. I said, what leadership are you talking
Yeah,
about?
right.
And he goes, exactly. And then he said, what's crazy is that people forever have trusted medical professionals
Science.
in masks.
Yes, exactly.
Forever, we have been comfortable with the fact that they wear a mask to protect themselves from flu season.
From the patient.
Exactly.
They're
whatever.
doing open surgery. You got to have a mask so you don't spew something, droplets.
Yep.
No
But
droplets.
even just typical flu or virus, things like that, they always wear a mask because it has always protected them. And that's what's so crazy is that now people are like, no, it's evil.
Could you imagine if you went into surgery? You went into surgery, right? And let's say you wouldn't have to go under. It was local, but they had to cut you open.
Yeah.
And the doctors weren't wearing masks.
Yeah.
You'd be like,
How
whoa,
unsanitary.
whoa. What are you doing?
Hey,
No,
this
we
is
don't
some
need-
back alley thing.
Freedom. Just give me scalpel. Freedom. Shut up.
No
Scalpel.
gloves either.
Yeah, no gloves. No plastic gloves either.
Right.
And by the way, scratching your head. Okay.
No scrubbing up. None of that. No. Yeah.
No.
Freedom.
Freedom.
It's freedom.
In the name of freedom.
So the study I read, so last night I knew I was going to write the mask one because I was so pissed off that morons, I'm going to say it again, morons aren't wearing masks. If people understood the transmissibility of this disease, not only, they would actually I'd get a fishbowl and just put it over my head.
Yeah.
So I started doing this
it would
research.
never fit.
And you can't find a
You would
fishbowl
have
that
to get
big.
an
Those
aquarium.
old
Aquarium.
classic ones. With
What happened to the Monterey Aquarium? Titus is wearing it on his head. So they would fit.
65-gallon
You suck,
aquarium.
giant-headed person also.
My head is not that giant.
It's
We've already
pretty big.
settled
Pretty
this
big.
argument.
Right.
And in fact, I had the last word because in my credits of my special, I don't know if you've seen it, I put it at the end of the credits. P.S. Your head is bigger.
What?
I win.
Did you really?
I did.
What a jerk.
It's been
Everything is a
immortalized.
competition between us. We were sanding and staining and painting at our house in Northern California this week, and at one point he comes over, and I don't remember what I said something about, well, you got to tape things off, and you want to edge, and you want to and clean the floor, and you're like, why? So that at the end of all of this, we can take your side and my side and compare and show that you're better than I am. And I was like,
So
we're
here's
painting our house that we have together.
I was in a bad mood. Just to be honest, I'd been on a ladder up in the air 12, 13 feet trying to paint into corners where there's no light.
And you think everything is a competition.
Well, I don't. I think you do. You're just. So here's the thing about painting. Here's the thing about painting.
Mind
It's
blown.
on again.
Here's the thing about painting. She has this amazing ability to be detailed. Like she can, like to make a straight line on a wall, I have to tape it off, push the tape down, double check it, then put another layer beyond that tape because I might just go crazy.
Right.
I might just have a seizure and start painting the wall.
Yeah.
That's how sometimes my painting looks like I had a seizure.
Like Jackson Pollock. You just
Exactly,
Yeah.
totally. She the other way. She can just go. She'll take a brush, put it on a corner, and just go. Perfect straight line. Perfect.
no tape. Just run it smooth.
Sometimes she uses
steady.
tape, but most of the time she doesn't.
I don't have to, yeah. But it's just something. I don't have the shakes. I don't,
I just want to get it done. I'm this guy. Let's go. So I'm good at like slap. You saw me with the stages and stuff. Let's slap stuff together, cut it, measure it, go, boom. I can build it rough, man. But when it comes to the fine work, I'm like, can we get someone with patience?
I don't know, but what
You have to have patience, and the point being that my dad, who is more anal than anyone to have ever walked the planet because he was a Marine, is, he always said that you do it exactly right the first time, and then you never have to go and fix it or clean it up or redo it because it falls apart or whatever. And so I have that in my head.
I mudded the wall 3 times.
I felt so bad for you. Well, you had a crappy job.
Well, the people I'd hired my brother when I had a TV show, and we remodeled the whole cabin. This is 20 years ago, and I had the TV show, and I was trying to be. I was doing so well. I'm like, my buddy's a contractor, so I gave them money. They went and stayed up there, and as I've had this cabin for 20 years, every time we go to fix something or repair something or redo something, you see behind this horrible, like it just fucked it up like left and right. Like how?
Well, yeah, when you see like how it was put together,
It's almost frustrating. I get why she doesn't like to go out there because every time we do any work up there, it's like, what the?
There's like one screw in this hinge.
Right, one screw. How come none of the covers cover the hole that they couldn't do it for the switches?
Yeah.
Like all the cover switches have this much
Right.
you can see into the
nothing's up to code. Yeah,
nothing,
nothing's
no
square.
code. Oh no code. God no. And then so there's one wall, giant wall. It's got a big arc to it. It's very modern. And the main room goes up like 14 feet. At the top of it's 24 feet. But the one wall is 14 feet off. And you look down that wall, and it looks like they mudded it with a paintball gun. It looks like they went kapak. Leave it. And so I sand the wall. I mud it and look at, and then we painted this kind of cream color, and I look down it, and again it looks like I said, wow, it looks like Manuel Noriega style. It looks like his face.
You said if Manuel Noriega were a wall,
Yeah.
that would be.
That's what it looked like. So then I had to do the whole thing over again. I had to go, and I went on YouTube. Thank you, YouTube, for giving me stuff. You know what pisses me off about YouTube is you go watch an 8-minute thing, and you go, I am a master. I'm a master construction guy now.
I now feel like I have a license to do this.
And so I did. So I ended up making it look a lot better. But thank you, YouTube, for making me. I failed at what the YouTube thing was, but I found a half-ass way to make it look good, which is the story of my life.
Yeah, but what about the wagon? Let's talk about how
the hot
nice
rods.
the lines are.
Or the hot rods. I'm good at designing stuff like that. I'm good at cars. I'm really good at cars, aren't I?
You are very good at cars, but
and the competition starts.
No. Like when you build like the engine and things like that, you do that exactly right. But then when it comes to like the painting, like that glove compartment, we had that talk then too. And you go, well, what do you think I should do? And then I said, I think you should get the paint off that you already did, go to the paint store and have them match the paint. And then you got mad at me. You're like, you know what? This has caused me a lot of extra work. You had to redo the glove compartment how many times?
3 times.
3 times, but then you did it right,
Well,
and now it's perfect.
So here's the problem with painting. I've been painting cars since I was 9, and I knew, and I'm always praying. Here's the thing: I have this hope thing, like people that don't wear masks. I have this thing. I'm like, maybe this will work.
Yeah.
So I sand the glove box down. Cars, by the way, just
It is
shiny
beautiful.
black,
Yeah.
and a glove box has to match. Glove box has to match. So I sand it down. And I'm like, okay, it's really smooth. There's a center section that looks almost like a different paint under the paint I sanded up. You know what? Let's shoot the color on it. And I shoot it, come back to the shop the next day. It's bubbled up. It looks like an art project or an old barn door that's been cracked
if
over
Manuel
the years.
Noriega were a glove box, right.
So then we sand it all the way down again. And then I go to the store. I didn't know they could do this. Do you guys know this, by the way? If you have a, I didn't know this because I haven't kind of been out of it. So now, let's say you got a car, you got a dent in your car, right? Like you scrape, there's something, you got a scrape on the side of your car.
Yeah.
Well, that color's hard to match. The only way to really match it is to paint the whole side of the car, and that's going to cost you a couple grand,
Yeah.
and it's not going to make the car better. Really,
Right.
it's just going to paint the car. You can now go to get an aerosol can full of the exact paint. They have 2 kinds. You can get the color in the can at the paint store. Go to an automotive paint store. They can give you an aerosol, and then you can blend it yourself if you want, if
Yeah.
you know how to do it.
Yeah.
And a primer. Or you can actually get another thing where you hit the bottom of it, and it's a catalyst. It actually starts to react. You have to use the whole can at once, but it reacts it and makes it a super hard urethane. And I was so happy.
It's about
I'm
time
stoked.
that's been made
I
available.
was
Why
so
does it take so
'cause-
long?
Well, because there's some engine pieces I have to paint, and I'm good. I'm really good at paint. I can lay it
Have
on.
you put pictures of the progress of the wagon up?
I haven't, not the new one yet. Not
You
the
should
new
on
window.
Instagram.
Yeah, the
Titus Nation.
Yeah, but now you can go do it, and so now I'm going to paint all the. Engine covers are going to cost me a lot of money to get painted because everyone wanted a lot of money, and I'm like, well, I know what it takes to do it. I can do it now. I'm excited. Back to the cabin. So it looks great now. It looks really
does.
good. It looks really great
It
now.
really does.
Made us happy,
It did.
but not for the 3 days we worked on it.
No, we came home very exhausted.
Yes.
Because you don't realize for 12 hours a day, if you're standing, and he was climbing a ladder up and down, and I was climbing up on a chair, climbing down.
Yep.
Paint is
Yep.
on the floor, dip, chair,
Oh yeah.
down, dip. And so for
a ton of work.
36 hours straight, we came home like elderly
Everything's aching.
patients
Yep.
yesterday. We would sit down or bend over and go, I can't get
Yeah,
up.
a lot of old people noises came out of it that never came out of it before.
Yeah.
There was also other noises came out of me. I don't know what I ate up at the cabin.
Oh my God.
I will say that. So I had a bad weekend. It was weird. Do not laugh. This is not funny to me at all. At all.
I can't believe you just said that.
Well, I mean, look, we all go through times. The human body's a machine.
No.
You do. You just don't tell me about it.
I have never gone through anything like
All right, listen. So I don't know what happened.
I can't
Explosive.
believe you're going to tell this.
I'm not telling a story. I had I became a human tuba for a minute. I really did. I became a human tuba for 2 days. I don't know what happened.
Might have been the paint fumes. or something.
We
maybe.
don't tuba in front of each other ever.
Ever.
Oh, really?
No.
We've been together. No.
we never will.
There's something about the.
But
there's
he
a-
would try to go elsewhere. And
She followed me. She used to
No,
follow
I did
me.
not follow you.
No, not this time. But the first time this happened.
But the sound, like a cappella in a chapel, reverberated through the cabin, and even the dogs were growling at one point. It was like, I just said, "Are you okay?"
You're farting into a megaphone when you're sitting in the toilet. It's literally,
not acoustically
it's an
treated.
No,
It's
it's
not
not.
a-
Can we
it's like a drum.
Why don't we make it? Is why don't
Why
we
is it
make
so
a
loud?
toilet that's got like this much insulation on it?
Right.
So you just hears it.
It's an announcement.
You
That's
could,
each
like a-
year. That's
yeah.
you just.
you could make. There's your new design. You guys could design an insulated toilet.
Not even
There you
insulated. We just change if we could
And
just
actually-
sonically change the shape.
Yeah.
No, you could insulate it and then make the opening just like as big as the butt, so that when you got it and put
Like a
the
suction?
you know, like in Windows, what
Airtight.
is that stuff called? The black squippy foam, the foodie
What?
pop.
Quippy foam.
You know, the soft black stuff.
Gasket. Make a
A
bed.
gasket.
make a butt gasket so that
Asket.
your butt see
You can
an
make an
asket.
asket.
That's good. Nice.
I'm surprised he didn't come up with that first.
I tried to beat him. I was waiting. I gotta wait for the pause. Asket.
We're both like,
So insulated toilet with an asket on top that immediately seals your butt to it.
And all you hear is
No, you wouldn't even hear it.
it's just
Men would buy that
Yeah.
like crazy.
Only because, well, some guys are proud of it. I've never even seen a dude like that is just classy about it. So many dudes are like, hey, and I'm like, dude, that is.
Yeah.
And by the way, farts will always be funny. George Carlin said it, always.
Yep.
But I have this beautiful woman I'm married to, and I don't know what's going on in my stomach. Literally, there was a riot going on. It was like something. It was like my stomach was rioting about George Floyd. That's how bad it was.
She had tear gas.
There was things going on.
If Manuel Noriega was an ass.
And the weirdest part is that I know how weird, because I know you're with an earshot. I'm trying to not let that. I'm doing everything I can control to control the.
It's only a matter of time until.
But it turns out my butt goes to 11, and I'm in the middle of it, and it goes hurt, and I started laughing. So now I'm going hurt. Yeah, it was not good. And then the next day it was over. But I was not happy. I come out of the bathroom. She's hysterically laughing.
You guys turned a corner. Oh, that's
no.
Further apart.
No.
The reason it's funny
We're
is because it's
turning
rare.
back.
Because it's rare. It's 12 years.
Oh, if he were one of those guys that did it, I couldn't. No.
And yet you still laugh really hard. There was a great video on Twitter. Some guy, if there was an empty mic in an airport, because airports are empty.
Why did he do that?
This is awesome. Dude walks over wearing shorts and flip-flops, grabs a mic and just puts the mic, the announcement mic.
Oh my
For the whole airport?
And it goes.
Oh my God.
It's the
And everybody has pink eye now.
It is.
Oh, that's.
I didn't even think about that. The next person to give you the pink eye. So anyway, wear your masks. These are another reasons. What if someone's cracking them off in your house? There you go. You don't have to smell it.
Well, they're talking about
protection.
Can't believe we just did a whole thing on farting. I apologize.
nothing. You.
That's brought why I said it up and started
I
laughing.
did not. I
You
can't
did.
believe you started it, and I said I can't believe you're about to tell this. Aerosolized. So we've already talked about aerosolized feces can transmit the virus,
Right.
but also laughing, yelling, breathing, and interestingly, 4 comics. 5, including DL, have now tested positive that we know of for COVID. And 2 of them had said on a podcast that masks were for pussies.
Yep.
And here's what I think about that. I just think if your masculinity is so tied up in something as small as a little paper or cloth mask, then you're a
penis.
pussy. Yeah.
Oh, you've got You've got a tiny dick.
If you're using your platform to send people astray like that.
Yeah.
And now one
You're
of
an
those
asshole.
4 guys is really sick, who's a cancer survivor.
Here's what bothers me about it is that we, look, you guys that follow me, that come to my shows, that have watched my comedy over the years and like it. I love you guys and that's why I put all the specials up. That's why we keep rotating specials. I want you guys. Look, this sucks for everybody. None of us are making money, but I don't want to hurt you. I'm not gonna go, and I know you want me to get sick, So I know some people be like, I'm not that sick. I'm going to go see Titus anyway. Then you're laughing right at me, and I'm telling jokes as loud as I rant to you. So there's this COVID stew that is floating in the air that they said aerosolized, not even droplets, but the smaller particles will last in the air for 6 hours. Are you guys, what are we doing?
And you could have. There were clubs that opened for a little bit.
There are clubs still open.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're supposed to be somewhere in 2 weeks.
No,
that we will no
can't.
longer be.
Right.
But, listen, if you guys go to a club right now or whatever's open to see a comic, wear a mask. Like, please wear a mask, because they're also standing up spewing at you. And we have often joked that because the lights are pointing at us, we can see things that you guys can't see.
That is true.
And you and I will get off stage and be like, oh man, I just watched a piece of spit just sail directly into that guy's steak.
I've actually done that where I've doing a bit ranting, and I'll see it's borderline loogie going out.
Yeah. Right.
And people are eating nachos. I'm like, I don't want to.
Sometimes I will stop and tell
These front
them.
row seats are great.
Keep going,
Are they really?
I always tell people it's the splash zone, like Gallagher. But yeah, I mean, we spit all over people. You don't mean to.
Yeah.
You're just projecting. And so, yeah, don't do it. Or if you do, protect yourself.
So here's what I did. I talked to my agents this morning. I'm going to give you guys a little update of what we're doing here at the Combustion Live. I told them, I said, we are not going out. So any dates that I had through August are not going out. It had our president and our government, the current administration, done what they didn't. Did you guys know Taiwan? I found this. A buddy of mine's married to a Taiwanese girl. His mom, whose mother is one of like the head of she's a governor of a little area in Taiwan. Taiwan killed in this entire 25 million people in Taiwan killed 13 people with COVID. 13.
Unbelievable.
Not 1,300. Not 13,000. 13.
Yeah. Do
you know why? Because they fucking followed science.
Yeah.
And had our government stepped up and done it, we'd be fine. We would be, guys, you guys understand that this happened in February. Okay, so we got warned December 31st by China. December 31st. It's now July.
Yeah.
Okay, that's 7 months. We got the genetic breakdown of the virus in January 7th. That's 7 months. We have fucked up so bad on our response to this that anybody who thinks that this virus is quote unquote China's fault, China's back to work. China's buying cars. Tesla started going through the roof because China is working again. Taiwan is working again. New Zealand's kicking ass. Do you know why? They followed science. We, on the other hand, have this bloviating, obese dumbass who refuses to admit I was wrong. You know what would be weird if he would just walk out and go, hey, you know, I have made every mistake I could possibly make. We're not doing that anymore. He kicked Dr. Fauci out. We have one of the best virologists on the planet Earth who's our guy, and he won't even talk. He hasn't talked to him for 2 months. 2 months.
God. We have this like collective ego that we think we're the fucking greatest on Earth.
We are
and
so
it gets us
not.
into trouble.
Yeah.
You know, Taiwan learned from, this is their third or fourth round of SARS. They knew exactly what to do because they were hit with the first, from a couple of years ago, whatever, and got right on it. And why can't we learn from others that have been through this? We're just like, nah, we're
because we
we're
don't
the
have
best.
a leader who learns anything, learns, period.
You can stop. We don't have a leader who learns. Stop.
Period.
And he's more concerned about being reelected, and he thinks that if he acknowledges it or closes down the economy before the election, that I think opposite. I think people would see, because his approval rating on coronavirus handling is like 36%. I think people would see that he is doing what he needs to do, and some of those people would come back to him. But he won't
keeps
do it.
talking
It's all about him being reelected.
He keeps talking about, I'm telling you, it's because we're testing so much. Who gives a flying fuck?
But here's the thing.
Well, who cares?
But here's the thing. So they keep saying this. I want to go over this because I have people in my life who I love dearly who said the same thing to me. They said, "Well, it's because we're testing so much." One of them's a nurse, and I said, "That doesn't make any sense."
So we don't want to test.
So here's the thing: if we tested everybody, the infection rate would go down because you'd see, not everybody has it. The problem is they're testing the infection rate's going up. So what I would be doing if I wanted to save my ass, I'd be testing everybody. I would have the National Guard testing center set up in every Costco parking lot in this country. I'd test everybody so at least I could go, we don't know exactly how many people have it. You can't isolate it and you can't stop it unless you test. And he keeps saying that the reason that the cases are it's almost like, you ever have a kid try to explain something to you, a child try to explain a complex situation to you, and they use the dumbest logic in the world? Well, the reason there's so many cases is because we're finding so many cases.
Right.
What?
I think he's so concerned with appearances because we're now at the top of the list. And who gives a shit if other countries are lying about their numbers? Who cares?
Right.
We still have to forget it. We have to know who has it and contact trace so we can get out of this fucking thing.
Too late. They already said it's too late now
we're done.
to be able to contact trace. It's
Everybody.
so out of control.
And he's having rallies. Did you see that today? You were at the doctor. I was watching, before I came down to the Armageddon Update, I was watching the news in Texas. Corpus Christi, Texas. One of the cities in Texas, big cities in Texas, said that they can take no more bodies. The morgues are full.
Oh.
That guy, Governor Abbott,
what a douchebag! What an asshole!
But we're living through history, isn't this?
Yeah.
My sorority sister Carla said, she texted me today and said that the state of Louisiana won't do a stay-at-home or mask order, and so the mayor did, and now the congressman from Louisiana is suing the mayor, saying that it's unconstitutional.
Mask. So I say to all you people that don't want to wear masks, I think you need to take your kids out of car seats. If you have babies, just put them in the back seat. Don't
Freedom.
put them
For freedom.
No, you can actually, if you don't want your freedoms restricted, you can throw that baby in the front seat. Do you know
Yeah.
that you put them in the back seat because it's a state law?
They have the freedom to fly through the
So
windshield.
don't do that. Don't do. Here's what I'd like you to do. I'd like you to, and all you guys with motorcycles and stuff, rice rockets, please stop wearing helmets. Please stop wearing. In fact, shorts and flip flops, like Florida. So I'd also like you to take your little babies, infants, small. It doesn't matter how old it is. Do not put it in a car seat. For God's sakes, freedom. They're taking your freedoms away. Do not wear seatbelts for you either. And turn your airbags off. For God's sake, can you turn your airbags off? Because you know what that's doing? That's restricting the freedom of your skull to hit the windshield. So why don't you fucking do that?
Also, when you go to the airport,
Yeah.
try to run through the metal detectors with your shoes
Just go around it.
on and your computer in the bag, and just give that a whirl.
Yeah, just
because-
don't even
Just
go through the metal
parkour
detector.
around everybody.
and
Yeah.
scream
There you go,
Constitution.
parkour, yeah. Guy backflips through the thing. What else? Oh, on the airplane. Do me a favor on the airplane. Just get up. Just walk around on the plane, because by making you sit down during takeoff, they're restricting your freedom. There's so many things. Oh, and by the way, please, meat packing plants. No more safety. Just fuck it. Don't please let the animals. Don't clean up the shit.
Ugh.
Don't clean up and just fucking do it.
Like, where does it end? Walk off a building, because gravity is
It's freedom.
It's free.
It's freedom. Just fucking hold me to the earth. This bullshit. It's the dumbest. I've never seen my country this dumb, and I don't know if it's always been this dumb, and just because our leader is so dumb, they're like, well, I can be as dumb as him. Watch this. So you morons who refuse to wear a mask, you dumb shits who will not only protect yourself, but protect the people you love in your family.
Right.
I honestly, really, I don't wish you harm, but if you weren't here, things would be easier. That's how I feel about it. I'm like, you can't. I mean, we have people in our family who we love dearly who are in their 80s, and you're not going to wear a mask and kill my grandmother? Oh,
Grandma's wound up, by the way.
yeah,
These people are so stupid. I do not understand in my lifetime that they will not just put on a mask. When did that become political? And she's looking at people protecting her as well, and she's mad because where I'm from, it's a beach town, and during the summer people flood in, and now all these people are coming in, and it's in the south, and she said none of them. She would drive by and no one was wearing masks.
We don't have time to treat this like secondhand smoke.
No.
That took decades for people
or
to go,
climate change.
okay.
Or climate change. We're not going to get to it eventually.
Right. We need to fix this shit now.
By the way, you should just go ahead and light up and smoke in any restaurant you go
Freedom.
to as well, because
Let the air free into other people's lungs.
yeah, no
that's
shirt, no shoes, no service. So you should just stop wearing shoes and shirts in restaurants.
And why even wipe your ass? Why don't you
Okay,
just?
well that was a stretch. But
No, it's not. There's
there's no law that says you have to. I've known people that didn't. So
yeah, but I'm saying, but why? Just be free, people. Don't let that toilet
let it go.
paper stop your freedom. I
Why get a haircut? Why do any?
okay, now
why wear
you
clothes?
guys are leaping.
Now
We're
what?
really leaping now. There's no laws.
as opposed to everybody else on the other side, which it brings up the craziest shit.
No laws
How about
that.
How about
Okay.
this? When the virus, Trump hasn't done anything. China, it's a China, dude. Even if it was, let's say it was. What do we do now?
Right.
Do you just continue to do nothing while it continues to decimate our country? It isn't, but let's just say it was. So are you still not? What I don't get is how he doesn't do nothing every day about it. What was he talking about this week?
How he doesn't
statues?
do nothing. He does do nothing every day about it.
He doesn't do anything ever about this thing, and they keep bringing. What did he bitch about this week? Yesterday?
Everything. Oh, Supreme Court decision.
Supreme Court decision. Now, and he's still kind of went on that. Then he was bitching about the statues, our heritage. They want to stop our history. They want, and he go, dude. And I want to go, hey guy, the morgue is full.
Yeah,
That's on
He
you.
just landed in Florida. I don't know how he doesn't get it. I really don't get it. How he
Says he was taking
his
hydrochloroquine every day.
personal. No, he wasn't. His personal valet had it. Now Kimberly Guilfoyle Jr.'s Fox girlfriend has it. How is this even possible?
He's injecting himself with bleach or something,
maybe.
and maybe
She's
that
not a
does work.
fox. She's faux. She's a
She's
lot of
from
plastic.
Fox.
I know.
And sadly, our governor of California was once married to her because she used to be a Democrat. Did you know that?
Were they married or was?
No,
or-
they were married.
He's got to. You know what? Him and his new wife talk about her like you and I talk about my ex.
Like, what was I thinking?
yeah.
my
Trust me,
God.
that's 1 week, every day, once a week now. It used to be every day, but now once a week I have this. Damn, like I'm around
Right.
Ray, and she Ray's a normal human, and I'm like, what the hell was I even?
Yeah, me too.
She always says you were very damaged.
You were a young little damaged boy, and you thought you didn't deserve any better, and now look at you.
I'm better now.
Yay!
Yay!
Dennis Gandhi, go. Just want to sneak that in. Come on.
You don't just get to throw it out there. It has to fit.
What would Dennis Gandhi say about your ex?
Oh, Dennis got to be mad. I don't know if I can do it.
He'd be a mad-
You guys
yeah.
understand? To combine these two characters is really hard. My brain has to.
He lost his shit.
You
last
could-
week.
I don't think I did.
Your impressions he's underrated as an impression.
You know what? She's not very good. And then she got boobs bigger than anybody should ever have. Her boobs, percentage-wise, much bigger than her body. You guys got to stop.
The way that you contort your face is so great.
Okay, well, I'm glad it works. To you people out there, apologies.
By the way, today's episode brought to you by Liquid IV.
Yes, Liquid IV.
I just mailed some to my sister, and on my way here, I talked to my dad, who is, having his own health problems, and I told him I'm going to send him some of this because how great would this be for my dad? Because he works outside in the sun. He shouldn't, and because his blood pressure right now, he's having problems with AFib, and his blood pressure is dropping, and it's good to hydrate for that. And so I told him I'm sending him this. There's so many benefits to being hydrated. You guys should just look them up. I was just at the GI. One of the benefits of being hydrated is you become regular. If you're dehydrated, you cannot poop or you poop pellets. This is not in our talking points. Just thought I would share.
We're going to get a note from the average.
You're right.
No more poop
guys,
pellets.
poop.
Let's not combine the poop and farting to. You know what? We're going to
Hydration.
skip a week
One
here.
of the biggest things. One of the biggest things that I used it for yesterday is when you have this weird, especially during the summer or when you've been working all day doing manual labor, is if you feel like this really odd, out of sorts, heavy,
hollow. I get a hollow thing.
tired feeling, and you don't understand why, or foggy in your head,
or weirdly hungry when you just ate.
Oh man,
So that a lot of it has to do with hydration. I take it. I don't know that, but I was just thinking I may need to drop some off at
Speak English. What just happened?
I may drop some Liquid IV off at so Kenny can have it because she could use it. If you're going through the one thing with COVID too is that like the fever will really drain you and you at one point you can't keep up with it.
Yeah.
But the Liquid IV actually helps you just keep hydrated because it's putting more than just water into you. I also like it. Last night I was feeling bad because we'd worked so hard. We drove home all day yesterday, got home, and I always have water on my nightstand, and I didn't realize I'd done a Liquid IV in it. I cracked it this morning because I was feeling bad, pounded it. It tastes good, too. It makes
I love the way
water taste good.
Passion fruit is my favorite.
Yeah, I don't even know the flavors. I just know, that's
they have
nice.
the lemon lime one, acai berry. Oh, and they have a new energy one that you've been taking.
Yes.
It's green tea. Yeah. They've got a sleep one now. Anyway, we love this product. It's if you put this in a water bottle, it's the same as having 2 to 3 bottles of water at once. It's got more vitamin C than an orange, as much potassium as a banana, and a bunch of other vitamins, things like that. And they're donating. They've donated 2.3 million servings to COVID.
Hey, you get that COVID?
COVID-19 efforts.
I love the
hospitals, first responders, food banks, veterans, active military.
Just so everybody knows, we used this product for 2 years before they became advertisers.
Yeah. My brother turned us onto it.
Yeah, we were stoked.
Because when we go to the beach house, that's our drink everything in sight week. And then for the first 5 hours of the next morning, we're all on the beach like comatose, like, oh God,
because it's going to go bad.
We're too old for this shit. And then we'd, hair the dog and start over again. And my brother was the one that said, you got to try this Liquid IV. And we got it from Costco. You can get these really big bags of it at Costco. And all of a sudden, everything changed.
Yeah, the game became easy to play once again.
The hunted became the hunter.
So guys, Liquid IV, get it.
You can get it at Costco, Target, or Even better, 25% off when you go to liquidiv.com and use code Titus at checkout. That's 25% off of anything that you order on their website when you use promo code Titus at liquidiv.com.
In my personal experience, it is really helpful to a hangover. It's really helpful.
Better hydration fixes everything. I think they said like 96% of people here in America are dehydrated and don't realize it. It's why people overeat, and a whole host of other things. It's why you have lower immunity. Hydration is where it's at, baby.
Well, good. Like what I've eaten.
No more poop pellets.
No more. When I read that COVID study last night, because I had to write the mask, because I was like, because there was a moment where Fauci did say, listen, man, the masks are not that important. They need them for the health professionals. And Trump keeps quoting him and saying, well, first he said you don't wear masks. The reason he said that was because we were going batshit on toilet paper. If we said wear a mask and you won't die, there would have been no masks. Now, had our government done the right thing and stocked the national stockpile of masks and PPE, we wouldn't have had to do that. That's why he did that. He was trying to save nurses and doctors. We are still behind in PPE. We haven't changed it. He didn't enact the Defense Production Act. He did enact it. He didn't do anything with it.
Yeah.
He's not making them produce. I asked this today on Twitter. I was like, dude, is Putin paying you bounties on dead Americans now? Because he was paying the Taliban for our soldiers. Is Trump, is Putin paying you for bounties on us dead? Because it doesn't seem you're doing shit to save us.
Yeah.
He's doing nothing.
He's trying to cut the numbers down. Is there like an exchange rate for
exactly.
the older?
Is Putin not have as many people they need to invade us? So you're
Right.
trying to
Do
kill
they need
as many
bodies?
as... Yeah, exactly.
Is that
What is going on? Here's what else I found today. People, COVID, take this shit seriously. Wear a mask. So here's what a doctor came on today. Here's what they're finding now in the coroners. They're finding it as when they go into people, it's not just lungs anymore. They're actually finding, because what this does is it goes into your blood vessels. It's causing vascular damage. That's why hearts are getting hurt. That's why kidneys are getting hurt. They're finding that people are having brain damage, the bodies, kidney damage, liver damage, every organ possible. Lung damage is obvious because it's filling with it. But and the way it goes after your lungs is not what you thought. It's not like an infection like it creates snot because your body, it kicks your immune system up.
Right.
And that's what they think is hurting the brain. It overreacts your immune system. So that's what's hurting your brain too. People, this is some serious shit that we've never seen. Novel means new. We've never seen this before. It's doing things that they're still discovering today, and it's been in humans since December. Maybe even earlier, right? Didn't they say had some cases in early November?
Yeah.
So it's only 8-10 months old, and they still haven't figured it out. So why aren't you wearing a mask, dumbass? I'm irritated at the level of stupid in our country. I'm always irritated, but this time it's real.
Yeah. It's the most dangerous. Maybe not the most dangerous. Stupidity has
It's killing. We're at. Oh, and they're saying that. What they say in Texas, they said more people are afraid to go to the hospital, so they're having the spike in people dying in their homes.
Heart attacks,
strokes.
By the way, good news coming up. This is an official announcement that Everlast will be performing here at the Combustion Studios on July 25th. That's only 2 weeks away. Tickets go on sale tonight at 6 p.m. Pacific time, 9 p.m. Eastern. It's only going to be $10. It's going to be an opportunity to see, I believe, and you believe, and you believe, one of the greatest performers of our time.
I think he's one of the best songwriters, and
his voice is so unique. But
yeah,
it's
you've heard it. If you guys don't know Everlast, you've heard it. You've heard it. He'll sing, and you're like, oh, that's the dude.
Yeah.
So
let me just say this real quick because I'm doing the pitch.
I was going to help you.
Thank you. I got this. So it's an opportunity to see him like you've never seen him. He is going to be doing the live acoustic. It's going to be an acoustic show. It's going to be hosted by comedian Christopher Titus.
What?
Because it's not just going to be like a music show, like a concert. It's going to be you and alone, and sometimes you and Everlast, and some storytelling, and maybe some surprise Zoom guests, and just a really cool interactive night that I don't think Everlast has ever done anything like this. We certainly haven't, and I think this is going to be just the coolest one yet.
So I have my top two artists, top three. I have top three. It goes.
Can I guess?
Yes.
Prince.
Yeah.
Springsteen.
Yeah.
Everlast.
Right. Right. Those are the three. Those are literally the three. Now, Prince always had this amazing way to cover any genre. He could mix genres. Springsteen is just, for his pureness of heart and his consistent, just amazing songwriting.
Best live shows.
And singing. Best live shows. Holy crap. Prince had that too. Everlast, every album that came out, I started listening to Everlast. When Whitey Ford sings the blues. I got to tell you about the lyrics. If you just break down some of his lyrics, first song I learned on the guitar was Shine. In fact, when we toured, we went to Iraq together. Here's how cool Everlast is. So I'd been to Iraq once before. Second time I went, I'd asked the other guys, "You going to go?" And everyone was like, "Yeah, I'll go to Iraq." And then the second we got close, they were like, "Yeah, I can't. I'm not going to Iraq," because the war was going on.
Right.
I went over there twice. Second time, Everlast, we went to see him. I went to San Diego and saw him.
So what happened was, he's a diehard fan. He sends him an email on his website. I don't even remember why, just letting him know how much he's loved his music and what it's meant to him. That night, I remember sitting in the living room of the house we lived in then, and you were like, "Holy shit. I just got an email back from Eric Schrody." That's his name. And in that email, it was, "Holy shit, is this Christopher Titus, the
awesome.
comedian Christopher Titus?" And so that's how we got to go to his show.
So we went to show in San Diego, killer show in San Diego, and we had us go backstage, and I said, "Hey man, I'm going to Iraq. I got this company that's going to send me to Iraq. You want to go?" He goes, "Yeah man, just tell me when." And I'm like, "Okay, he's going to bail." Didn't bail, man. They worked the deal out. We went to Iraq. And
don't tell the story, because this is going to be part of it.
We will tell some of the stories about when we went to Iraq. There's a couple of different stories. I told one of them. We'll put in the loop. I told in Armageddon, I tell the story about going with Eric and with Everlast, and we had a moment. We had a couple moments in there. There's a couple stories I'd never told that we went, but he's an amazing musician, and I got to hear. There's a song he did called "Little Miss America," which you gotta hear. I'm getting chills right now. I'm getting emotional about it. We landed in Kuwait. We're in Kuwait, and we had these little barracks rooms in Kuwait, and the soldiers treated us so well. Everybody treated us so well. And he goes, "Yo, man, come on in. I want you to listen to something." So my buddy and Tommy went in, and we're huge fans of Everlast. You got to remember, we're geeking out. We've been listening to Everlast. Me and Tommy would go on these long trips to the cabin, or whatever, 7-hour drives, only listening to Everlast. Yeah. So we couldn't believe we're hanging out with the dude. He goes and he goes, "I just wrote this. What do you think?" And he plays this song called "Little Miss America," and it was stunning. It was about the troops and being, how America is kind of coming apart. It's all about fame, not about. And I was like, "You have to play that for the troops." He goes, "No, man, I just wrote it." I go, "We're here."
Yeah.
I go, "We're here." I go, "You're playing this week," and he's like, "I'm not doing it." I go, "You're playing it this week." I go, "How can you write a song about the dudes that we're going to go see, and then you don't play the song?" So at this point, I guess he wasn't used to. You know me, I don't give a crap how famous you are. If I'm going to say what I think. So we tour the bases, and we do a bunch of bases, and then he finally goes, "All right, man, I'm doing a song tonight." And I'm like, "What?" He's like, he starts playing "Little Miss America." I'm getting chills again.
What is happening? I think you've got a heart condition.
No, I want you to know something. When he did this, I didn't know it was going to do what
warm
he did.
Heart.
He has a very warm heart, but he has been really emotional lately, and that's what you told me happened to your dad when your dad had heart issues. So now I'm panicking.
After his third heart attack, he started getting. But he starts playing this song, and soldiers are crying. And he's still so Eric. So before this thing, he's like, "All right, everybody. First of all, it's a new song. Titus is making me play this." He goes, "It ain't ready, and so I want no one recording it because I got to record the song." And he plays it. Soldiers are crying. People start filming it. Tommy literally has to go through the audience and snag soldiers. Tommy's taking armed soldiers' phones out of their hands and deleting videos. But people were crying. It was awesome. The dude's an amazing artist. He's every album he's done has been kick ass. So on July 25th, people, Everlast is going to be playing here.
His original album was House of Pain, Jump Around.
Yes, Jump Around.
I was in high school. My brother and I would drink Mickey's, and we just loved that album.
But let's just go through. I mean,
I love the rap battle he got into with Eminem. That was his response was a little.
But he said that Eminem at one point, he heard through the grapevine, there was a line he did about Go check.
The Haley about
for your DNA.
checking in. Oh.
No, you've never. This was a weird song that was released on one weird thing on the internet, and it's.
Yeah,
it's
he said something about
badass.
checking the DNA with
yeah.
his daughter,
Better
Haley,
go
right?
check your daughter for your DNA.
That's what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Eminem, and Eminem was like, "It's a pretty good line." You gotta remember when you're in the middle of a hardcore like rap battle with somebody, and
You're trying to dig in.
Yeah, it's great. But there's a couple. He let us use music for Special Unit. Everyone Respects the Gun, which is a great song.
Yep.
He sent me. Everybody Respects the Gun 4 years before it got released, and I'm like, when is this coming out?
Yeah.
And he was like, yo man, I'll release it when I release it. I'm like,
I love this kind of lonely. It's a sad song, but man, if you're feeling down and lonely, put it on.
Love for Real.
Love that one. Ends What It's Like. I love Broken. Broken is like, it'll break you if you're not already broken.
Yeah, and then he rocks the shit out of it. Then there's some songs that are just so. Well, your genre of music is kind of like that.
Yeah, it's like a hybrid of hip hop, heavy hip hop, obviously, and rock mixed in,
and then with
blues
country,
riffs.
and then some country.
But he out of maybe the only one who can put out music that has 2, 3, 4 distinct genres that exist like in harmony, but perfectly presented, like and fucking amazing.
Yeah,
the
his
singing,
cover
the lyrics,
of Folsom Blues was Folsom Prison Blues was awesome. We saw him do that live. He go check him out. He's got a YouTube channel. It's,
songs and you want to see the concert? Go to iTunes and get some of the albums. Songs for the Ungrateful Living. There was some and the lyrics, man. There was a song he called me about something, and I said, and it gives me being an asshole. I go, you know what that song needs? And he's like, what? And when Everlast asks you what he doesn't want to hear, I was like, nothing, man. It doesn't need nothing. But I was going to give him mine, and I realized, what are you doing, dipshit? Right. Yeah, I have a tendency to say
this is you covering a Springsteen song.
Please don't bring this
up. He's self-taught on the guitar.
Please.
He didn't do lessons, or he covered the song and then put it through some filters and then sent it to Nils Lofgren, the guitarist for the E Street Band.
We've talked about this before.
We have. But this is, I mean, you know,
people. It's going to be $10 for a night of music. We're going to be telling stories. It's going to be one of those things that you aren't going to get to see in concert, and it'll be up for one day, and that's it. It's going to be up for that time. The tickets are going on sale now. They're worldwide.
6 p.m. tonight. Everlastlive.eventbrite.com, or you can go to combustionlive.com and just click through.
Yeah, and he's got such a weird personality. We will talk about Hollywood Jiu-Jitsu too. We will talk about. It's a very funny story on that tour. But please, guys, Combustion Live. So I'm not going to be touring for a minute. What else is coming up? I just talked to Stacy Keach. I just got off the phone with Stacy Keach. We're trying to work out to do the last Titus episode. So go to combustionlive.com. Keep following that. Also, Combustion.
I tried to call you from the doctor, which was really serious, and you didn't answer. And I was like, oh, why wouldn't he answer? And then you called me back, and you were like, you told me I was talking to Stacy Keach, and I was like, oh, okay.
Here's so funny. Stacy Keach goes, he picks up and he's like, Titus, and he's just going crazy. And then he's like, good to see you, man. They're living in Ohio with his lovely wife, Malgosia. And we start talking, and he goes, I'm in. I want to do it. He goes, I go, here's my idea. I wrote a script. I'll send it to you. And he goes, well, I'm 80. I don't know if I want to go to the studio. And I told him how we could do it safely. And then he goes, but I want to do it. He goes, God, I would love to get back to that. He goes, I haven't since done that character. And I said, yes, you did. I go, you've done it on 3 other shows.
Oh, yeah, versions
and he bursts out laughing. He goes, you're right, but it was never like it was. He goes, everybody just go, do what you did on Titus. Wow. He burst. The great thing for him is he burst out laughing. He was doing an inversion of it. But so Stacy's in, Zach is in, Cynthia's going to read the script. So hopefully it happens. One more little announcement we're going to be doing. You ready? This is probably going to happen in September.
Oh my gosh.
The lovely Bombshell and I, we've done it before. Don't you get freaked out about it. We've done it before.
Your finger's in my box.
I wish.
Back it out.
You always say things, and I see you go, damn it, I wish I hadn't said that.
Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Okay, I'm going to just end it there. I know, I got it. Meh. So Bombshell and I are going to do something we did, a show called Us. that we did at Flappers. We've done it live
Yeah,
before.
but we're not doing the same show. He wants to do the show that we really plan one day to put on the road.
So September.
Which means we have to write a whole show between now and you said
September.
August yesterday, but I'm glad you've gone September.
Because Stacy Keach is going back to Poland in September, so we're going to have to.
Do it
So he
before.
basically put a clock on it
Got
today.
it.
Stacy said, "I've only got August free," and I was like, "Oh shit, that means
Gotta hit
punch
that
up
window.
punch up on the script, film the script, edit the script, then do the live show."
Yep.
But by the way, people, you know what I love about it is that look, we're all locked down. We're all trying to survive this history. As your doctor said, history. The only way to do it is to actually have times and moments in your life where you're laughing or enjoying something. Everlast is going to be one of those times. The Titus
That
reunion.
show is going to be funny. Like when we say music, you might not think, oh, it's gonna
but
be
badass music too, though.
badass music live in the moment, but also you and Eric together it's very funny because you more, especially when you get on stage, you dun 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 like comics do. We're like,
Yeah, I like that you used
woo.
clown music on me.
Me too.
Dun, 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 dun.
I'm the same.
Not fucko, but
Hi, everybody.
I'm the same, right? You get
Yeah,
on stage
yeah.
and we perform, whereas Eric just becomes super cool, right?
He doesn't become super cool.
He
He's
is
super cool.
But you and he's amused by you, and you aren't scared of him, so it's a funny dynamic.
Oh, I wouldn't say I was not scared of him because but there has been times where he's gone off and I've laughed. It's so sometimes. Here's what Eric has. Everlast is such a brilliant musician and such a brilliant writer, but he's tough. You got to remember where he was raised, man. He's not. So many artists are fake. They put something on to be that.
yeah.
Everlast is not that. Everlast will throw. Like you guys
Yep.
gotta know. All these people being fake gangsters, he ain't fake gangster.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I do know there's a line, and I can sense it because a little.
You put your finger in his box from time to time. You just poke.
this new thing?
Poking at you. Shout out to Paula Poundstone.
So guys, we're gonna keep you entertained. Combustion Live is gonna keep you
we've got
entertained.
more comics confirmed. We'll be
Ron
announcing.
Funches.
Yep.
Funches is coming up on August 29th. August 29th. Ron Funches, man, a really funny cat. It's going to be called The Awakening because I talked to him on the phone and Ron goes, I believe, things are getting better and I can prove it. So this one's going to be an uplifting one, which is awesome.
Good.
I've also talked to some big agents. They have their clients looking at. We're going to have some announcements.
And there's no comedy club or theater you could go to and pay $10 to see Everlast. Everlast tickets are $100 or
Right.
your tickets or Fortune's tickets. And so I love it. As someone who loves to stay home anyway, why didn't everybody do this before? I'm just saying.
Because we didn't have a worldwide
right?
pandemic where thousands are dying. So guys, Combustion Live, you will stay in your home safe. You will laugh your ass off. You will enjoy music. You will drink your own drinks.
No
that don't
drink minimum and pants
No drink
optional.
minimum and pants optional. That's why you don't get a camera on your end.
If you're in your house, you don't have to wear a mask. Okay. If you're in your house,
Right. That's
So-
true. Right.
No. With all your buddies? No. The people that you're safe with.
And for $10, everybody gets to watch. That's a
I
great
did a
deal.
podcast when we were at the cabin. It's not out yet. It's gonna be on iHeart and Sirius and everywhere. I was the inaugural comedian guest on the inaugural podcast called Whiskey Women, and the other guest was Stephanie McLeod, who is in the UK, and for 2 years in a row, she's been voted the master blender and first woman to ever get that award, and got it now 2 years in a row. And so they sent me a 27-year quadruple aged, finished in Portado's sherry cask scotch. Those two assholes had the 32. And comedians always get the shaft.
You know why? No, you know why? Because they didn't know you're funny yet. I guarantee you're going to get a 32.
But, well, she's bringing it to Everlast. So maybe we should end that show with what I look like at the end. And now here's Rachel.
Still gorgeous.
But I did the first one on Friday morning, 10 o'clock in the morning our time, because Stephanie is in the UK. And so we were trying to make the time work, and we are supposed to drink the scotch on the podcast. So I go downstairs, no pants. That's what reminded me of this. Pants optional because they could only see me from here up.
Good morning from me, by the way.
And he's in bed still. I come back up at 10:30 because there was a confusion about the time. And so Stephanie wasn't there. So I sat for half an hour with Laura, who is the comedian hosting
Drinking
the podcast.
scotch at 10 in the morning.
Before breakfast, and I go upstairs. He hasn't even had his coffee yet, and I'm like, let's talk about all kinds of stuff. You were so annoyed with me. I was hammered.
I was half littered asleep. I was like, what? And she's like, and then, and I'm like, hey, okay.
And then I had to do it all over again Monday morning. And that was more fun. The three of us all drank together that morning.
And then, because she had this bottle of scotch we were working on yesterday or the day before, 2 days ago, and she goes, you want some hot chocolate? I'm like, yeah, that'd be great. You know, hot chocolate felt like the right thing, and my hot chocolate was a little spicy. I'm like, what's with the hot chocolate?
Coffee, hot chocolate mix, and scotch.
It was a scotch mocha. I think you violated a lot of Scottish laws by pouring it in the
trust me.
hot mocha.
During that podcast.
27-year-old Scotch.
How dare you?
There's a group of special ops Scottish blenders coming on. We're going to kill her.
Listen.
Kilts are flying.
She put it in the mocha.
I was Granny Clampett on this podcast because she was talking about the flute. You have to have the tulip-shaped flute, and there's a reason for that. And Stephanie's telling before, and I have a Starbucks mug that I have that's empty of coffee now, but it's still got, and I just am dumping. And when she says that, I just went off the camera. And she goes, and Rachel, she has a mug, and I was like, damn it, I didn't think she saw that. But yeah, for sure, I was the not cool one.
I think the one thing people like about us is we don't seem to have any class.
I beg your pardon.
You do.
Oh yeah, that's how you're supposed to do. Yeah, okay.
Wait, there's rules?
You're supposed to.
Rules? This is bullshit. All right, guys. Speaking of that, so because we are in a place where there is no rules, please come to Combustion Live and see Everlast. $10, man. You're not going to lose. Oh man, some of the songs, like I'm just like we're now listening.
I am too.
To all of them again. It's like 7 albums of just kick-ass stuff, man.
Even La
Black
Coca
Jesus,
Nostra, that
they call me White Devil.
he did a.
No one can do it. By the way, so many few artists. Some people can do impressions of art. No one can do an impression of Everlast. That voice is like, it is so perfect.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no one has ever had that sound ever even come close.
And by the way, get the tickets because if
combustionlive.com.
you're not a fan yet, you will be.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, guys, thanks for listening. And thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel. Go to ChristopherTitus.com for any DVDs or everything. Bombshell's special. Well, we'll give you an update next week. It's going out this week. We'll see what happens. I am excited for it. I'm so excited. It's so good. So good. You want anything you want to say? Where can they get your music? Why don't we have your music up on SoundCloud?
It is. It's yes.
Where is
you
it?
can go search the Willing
sent
Bureau.
You in Titus CWI.
I know. I just haven't listened yet. I haven't enough painting.
Where is it?
It's look for the Willing Bureau on SoundCloud.
The Willing
That's
Bureau.
where it is right now.
The Willing Bureau.
The Willing Bureau.
What's that from?
Yeah.
Where did that name come from?
It's based on the town I grew up in, where I got into music.
So we're
Willingboro.
We'll work on a better name.
A Highlander.
Yeah, there you go. Let's go with that. Let's go to that movie and find something.
Here's my question: when you were going to schedule to meet this next weekend, where were you going to meet?
We were in the middle of deciding what was.
Was it going to be a meet in the middle situation?
That was one of the ideas.
Fresno.
And then she was like, "I'm gonna jump on a plane." I'm like, "No planes."
No.
Where's
planes.
she from? Where's she from?
She's
She's in the Bay Area.
She's in the Bay Area.
Just yeah.
So what's between there? Wow.
Where is she?
It's Fairfield, I think it's called.
Oh,
Holy
Fairfield.
shit, dude! That's my
Fairfield?
stomping ground.
Really?
Yeah.
There used to be a club there.
Oh.
Yeah, that accidentally, after it was kind of failing, it burnt down.
Oops.
What? That's coincidentally weird.
That's right by where he grew up.
How about that?
It's coincidental. Okay, so here's what you guys are gonna do. We're gonna plan it. Tell her this. You're gonna go. She's San Francisco. You're LA. You're gonna go. So Fairfield, she can just go coast.
Yeah.
Coast.
Don't go central.
Monterey, Pismo, Where else? Santa Barbara, if she wants to
Cruz.
come. Santa Cruz. Santa Cruz is 5 hours for him. It's only 2 hours for her. I think in the middle.
Yeah, but you just said
Carmel.
Santa Barbara.
Carmel.
I know, but Carmel's really expensive.
True. It's true.
You just said Santa Barbara. That would be 5 for her.
I know. I was trying to figure out what the best one is.
Right.
But you got Pismo, but also there might be Big Sur.
Oh, what about San Luis Obispo?
San Luis.
Yeah, that's a good option.
That's a good option. Plus, it won't be that expensive because it's
Yeah.
more of a small town, and it's beach.
Yeah.
You know, it's beach, and you don't go Fresno, Merced. Go that.
Although
We're working it
shout
out.
out to the Tower Theater in Fresno, we love you.
Shout out Tower Theater Fresno. All right, guys, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. For myself, Bombshell, Ray, and the Highlander. Later.
Peace out.
There could be only one.
Yes, there can.
Working on 2 as of right now.
Aww. Our little boy's growing up.
No, he's not.
He's not at all.